Hello. So today we're going to talk about a company called TabbedOut. We're going to analyze what products it offers, its business model, and what value it offers. So without further ado, here's an overview of the talk. We're first going to go over exactly what the company is, what products it introduced. Second, we're going to go over something called a business model canvas. We're going to explain what it is, and we're going to apply it to the company. And lastly, we're going to go over the value proposition design. So, what is TabbedOut? TabbedOut is a medium-sized startup that was founded in 2009. Essentially, it focuses on improving restaurant POS or point of sale, essentially expediting the payment process for both restaurants and dinees alike. Um, it currently only runs on mobile, so essentially, restaurant goers can use their application to automatically pay without waiting for a waiter or waitress at their leisure. So how it does this is you essentially link a digital payment system to their app, and the payment is done for them instead of in person. So next up, we're gonna go and analyze TabbedOut's business model. So, what exactly is a business model canvas? Well, it's really a table where you can list out different elements of a company, including strategic management, in order to analyze its business model and gauge its profitability. It was originally introduced by Alexander Osterwalder, and the version we're using right here is called a lean business model, which is more appropriate for startups. So, just a heads up, we're probably not going to go through each of these elements in order. So, first, we're going to go over the customer segments. Essentially, the users include any restaurant goers with a smartphone, um, which is a pretty big set of the population nowadays. And for the other kind of users are restaurants or merchants, where restaurants are looking to improve their POS. So a lot of early adopters here in this case. What problem is this trying to solve? Well, what problem currently exists for the users are that if you want to pay after done eating, you have to wait for a service person to take your payment method and have them give it back to you. Also, there's no single point in order to organize all your payment tracking and all that. So with this app, you get that all in one place and done automatically. For merchants, you have similar issues. You have no unified analytics. You must do the financial analytics by hand, including click cash flow, cost, and all that. And also, it wastes a lot of service people's times to process payment, credit cards, cash, and so on. So the existing alternatives to payment are what I mentioned, credit card and cash. So the solution that's offered here is a mobile application and a digital system for restaurants where restaurant goers can easily pay and save their payment methods to make the process pain-free. So the unique value proposition can be described in three words. First is accessible. It's cross-platform. Everyone has a mobile phone nowadays. You simply need to get the free app and enter your payment system. It's easy to use. Again, very straightforward UI. Pay in a click of a button. Also, it's extremely cheap in that for users it's actually free to use, but for restaurants, TabbedOut charges a small fee for their services. So again, the high level concept here is just an easily automatically managed, secure payment system for restaurants. The unfair advantage of this for the company is something that can't easily be bought or copied is the existing market share that this company has, the trust that it's built with restaurants and users, as well as existing deals and reputation. So next up, we're gonna go over channels here. Channels is how this company essentially gets its word out to customers, inbound or outbound. So the first major channel is probably word of mouth. After users use it, say good things, tell their friends, the word spreads. Second is marketing, either digital or physical, through ads on the internet or on billboards. And the third is PR and trust with its users in general. Next up, we're going to go over the cost structure here. The cost structure includes both fixed and variable costs for the business. The first major cost here would be marketing, as mentioned in the channels right before, and promotions for new users. So essentially, offering nice deals to users in order to hook them into the app. So next up on cost would be computing services, essentially cloud-based services, payment services, uh, basically a server that allows restaurants to view their analytics, their data, their cash flow, and so on. And the third would be the salaries for the software engineers creating the system. Similarly, revenue streams. On the other end, how do we pay for all these services and structures? Well, we can charge merchants, which in this case are restaurants, based on their use, their app's use. They can also allow these restaurants to create ads in order to ping tabbed out users, and also just various long-term deals with these restaurants, essentially taking various amounts of cuts of their revenue. So, how do we know how well this business is doing? Well, key metrics really include the number of restaurants that they're associated with, the volume of usage, the active and unique weekly users, and also the cash flow that's um, essentially used through the app. Um, with this said, this gives a pretty good overview of the business model. We now go further in depth on exactly how it generates its value. And essentially, a value proposition design is testing how well two elements of a business fit. Essentially, number one is what does the business offer, and number two, what do customers actually want and how well they fit together. So there's three major components of this. Well, first we focus on the customer segment. What do the customers gain? The customers gain a very easy to use payment system with cost analytics in a unifying app that you can bring anywhere without any excess cash, credit cards, whatever. Um, Current customer pains includes bringing their wallet around, risking losing it, and also waiting for payment after you're done eating. Um, so essentially, this the values provided by this company matches very well with what customers are looking for, especially those who eat out at restaurants and face these on a daily basis. So, with that said, thank you for listening, and there's more information can be found out via the links below. Thank you.